Scorpio, I really feel like you guys have some sort of goddess or deity trying to work with you. Like, I just kept hearing the mother, like Mother Earth, Gaia. I'm not sure, but if there's some sort of deity that wants to work with you, I'm really feeling like there is someone trying to help you. And I think that you are more connected with them, like, as the days go on, as you, like, kind of, like, deepen your spiritual practice, or you're more involved in something spiritual that you're doing, the more work you do on yourself. Like, it's almost like the deeper you go, the more connected you become. And I have this book here about, excuse me, man. I have this book here, so angels, spirit guides, and goddesses. I thought that we would maybe look into this so I could kind of see what's going on here. Number one, the first thing that came out here for me was, I cannot pronounce this, but I'm going to show you guys anyways. It's Mayan culture. This deity can help you heal a broken heart, give birth to a beautiful and healthy child, because again, mother, right? And give birth could also mean give birth to anything and everything, right? So, like, think the Empress, creativity or different projects or whatever, giving birth to something, bringing life to something. Because that's what I kept feeling, is like, I kept feeling the texture of like saturated soil, like that type of feeling. You can feel that moisture in it where, you know, it's like it's fertile. Like, that's what I kept feeling. It also says can help you easily move through menopause, for those of you who are, again, different area of your feminine energy, if you will, and also build a successful, happy, and abundant life. And it says here, in calling upon her, you open yourself to a powerful healing force. It also says ask her to help manifest a life befitting the god/goddess that you are. And further down here, it says she's known as the rainbow goddess, brings life-giving water to the thirsty land. So I'm like, that tracks with the soil, right? It says she's the goddess of all souls, the protector of the newly born, and the keeper of the bones and souls of the dead. I feel like you guys have gone through like as per usual, you are Scorpio, right? Scorpio sun, moon, rising, or maybe you just have a Scorpio stellium somewhere. This is always for you going to be about major transformational energy, massive, like, death and rebirth energies, okay? It also says down here, she will help you give birth, see, as I said, to a happier and freer you. She will help you to transform anything. Of course, very Scorpio. She has an incredibly loving heart and can touch the deepest core of your being to help you completely release the past, okay? The past is just a memory, and the future has yet to spring forth into reality. She invites you to fill the present moment with joy, so you will create a future filled with that joy, okay? This is what this goddess or deity looks like here. The name I'm never going to be able to pronounce, but I'm showing you guys so you can take a screenshot if you want. I know the glare is kind of garbage, but hopefully you can see that. Spell Ixchel, okay? The other thing, which is funny, because when I flipped the page here, like the page like came up, and on the other side is Hecate. So that could be important to you as well. Both of these goddesses are associated with the moon too. It says here, for the first one that we went over, she, where is it? Variety of different aspects. She's a shapeshifter, which is just like Hecate as well. One for each phase of a person's life. As the crescent moon, she's the goddess of fertility and works with young women. The waning moon, she is called the grandmother and is associated with aging and the loss of fertility. Whereas Hecate is the triple moon goddess, right? This says, when the moon is almost overhead, give thanks for Hecate's guidance and love, and know that powerful magic has been released in your life. She invites you to go into the wilderness of your unconscious and clear all of your old, outdated beliefs. She will bring the light of love to those places of darkness within your mind and your spirit. Freedom is the gift she offers if you are ready and willing to take it. So again, I feel like both of these, and I don't know if I showed you, but Hecate, if you don't know who Hecate is, Greek goddess here, okay? So there's a lot of like the mother energy that I keep feeling with you guys. And then I wanted to pull out the mirror oracle here. It's like something that was gonna just be my own personal deck, but Scorpio. Like, what am I not going to use this for you guys? Come on, look at the vibes. And guess what came out? The Mother. Can't make it up if I tried. The Mother came out originally, and then you also have blooms. And what I felt like immediately was like, this is you, like, mothering yourself. I feel like it's something that you've needed for a long time. It's something that has maybe been on your mind a lot, or maybe if it hasn't been on your mind, it's been something that you've been working through, maybe unconsciously or subconsciously in the dream state, right, in the astral. But the Mother here in this deck specifically talks about like holding the child. I feel like it's you doing that inner child work, holding the child and giving your inner child the love that maybe you didn't have. And I'm hearing if I could just give myself the love that I give to everybody else, if I could just give myself the love I show everyone else. The Mother here is protecting her child and staring ahead in a way to say, you know, she's searching the area to keep this person safe, to keep the inner child safe, maybe in your case, right? And then Blooms talks about, obviously, life, bringing life to something, looking at, you know, maybe optimism or just being grateful for the things around you and seeing how life blossoms and blooms around you. And I feel like if you haven't seen this yet, you will see how your life is opening up and things are coming to life, things are being born, right? The birth of creation of something. I feel like through this energy that you're giving, it's like you're giving your inner child this whole new experience, and subsequently giving yourself maybe a whole new experience in some type of way, because the inner child here is the focus. So it's like, if I could give myself, if I could give what I'm feeling and seeing is this past version of you, if I could give this past version, younger version of myself, the love that I give to everybody else, right? If I could provide that for them, then I would be doing something here. I would be making a difference. That's healing. That's what I keep feeling and hearing. It's like, that's healing. That's how I know that I'm healing. That's how I know that I'm making progress in that area. That's how I know that I'm making changes. And I don't just feel like you're like making changes on the outside, but like, that's how I know that inside of me, deep down, something is changing, something is shifting, something is being reborn, or maybe something is just being born for the first time. Like, that's what I keep hearing. And also the lotus flowers too that are here in this card. And lotus flowers, obviously the symbolism being that they bloom out of the mud. So it's like something beautiful comes from something difficult. And I think I want to say so deeply, so seriously, that if anybody knows what that is like, it's you. If anybody knows what it is like to, again, pull something beautiful out of the dirt, out of nothing, out of darkness, to somehow find the light in the darkest of places. If you're watching this, even if you just vibe with whatever the title is going to be, I don't even know what the title is going to be yet, but if you're vibing with it, you know pain, you know trauma, you know difficulty, you know strife, you know loss, you know grief, you know pain. You know pain. And that's what this is that you are giving your inner child, or maybe giving just a past version of yourself, something that you have needed and maybe neglected, not understood, not known that you needed for such a long time. And now by doing that, again, maybe even without realizing that you're doing it, right? Something beautiful blooms, the sunflowers. And what do sunflowers do, right? They say that sunflowers, if they can't find the sun, they look at each other because they kind of represent the sun. They look similar to that. So if they can't find the sun, they face each other. And that's what I think this is too, is like, again, healing yourself, right? Because the sunflowers, like, yes, it could be lean on your friends or other people that care for you, but you're talking two identical flowers. They look exactly the same. So it's literally like, what I'm seeing is you looking in the mirror at yourself, but a younger version, like looking in the mirror at yourself now, but seeing a younger version of you. And even though, again, something looks different, they are the same. They are exactly the same. I feel like there's this integrating going on for you right now with your inner child and with this kind of part of you maybe that has always needed to be loved on such a deep level. And it's not always possible. I'm going to say that too. It's not always possible to give yourself that type of love that you need from other people, because some of that we can't get from, you know, just from ourselves. Like, we do need it from other people. We do need it from our connections, romantic, platonic, whatever, right? But this is something that you have been able to give yourself, and you've been able to kind of watch it bloom and watch that growth, watch that healing, almost in the same way that you would watch a child grow, that you would watch your child change, maybe go from elementary to middle school or something, you know? There's this kind of like graduation type of vibe to it where it's like, oh, you went from this to this, you're elevating. And there's just so much love here with that. So much love with this. It's so beautiful. I'm actually going to read blooms out of the book here if I can find it really quick. Out of curiosity. I'm kind of curious what it says because I'm just obviously doing this by my own intuitive feel, but I kind of want to read it too if I can find it. Hold on. Blooms. Okay. The figure depicted in the blooms card, I'm gonna hold it like this, hopefully the glare. Picture depicted in the blooms card stands straight, noble, and proud. This card encourages us to take note of the things that are growing around us, what has been sown and what has been reaped back to the soil, right? It is important to recognize the effort that goes into a successful harvest and be grateful for the collaboration, patience, and love needed in order to help our ambitions flourish. This card asks us to be grateful, gracious, and mindful of all the hard work that has been done and that which remains to be done. Okay? Gratitude, appreciation, the awareness. You've kept your inner child safe, and that has been your like main goal for so long. And I think it's because you see this child as someone who needs to, like, look at the way that there's the covering, like, over them. This piece of you, part of you, aspect of you, younger version of you that needs to be coveted. That's what this feels like to me. Coveted seems like an important word. And the last card that came out here was the soldier. The soldier also talks about precision, solitude, peacefulness, that mind-stilling energy. And a soldier is someone who has to deal with a lot and stay composed. That's how I see this. Someone who has to handle a lot, stay composed. And also the way that they're holding the knife is like, it's a tool. The tool, this knife can either give life maybe or take it away, right? This tool of like, it can cause harm, 11:55 on my clock, but it can also create something beautiful. Protection, but also elimination. There's something to do with the knife here that I think is really important. But the way that it's almost like there's gratitude for what this tool has been able to bring this person, which almost makes me feel like gratitude for the pain, gratitude for the tools that you have. And now that you have these tools, you're able to do what you need to protect that inner child, to covet them. 12:22 on my clock, okay? I started making a deck that I'm really excited about, and I actually think I'm going to use it here for you guys. I kind of want to take a look because Scorpio, right? Subconscious and all that. This is like a kind of a shadow energy, shadowy deck. So let's just pull a couple from here and see what comes out. I honestly don't think I need tarot right now. So I'm not going to do that. But let's see if anything comes out here. Any other messages for the spirit for Scorpio? Renewal, fire element, and rebirth. Have I not been saying that? Rebirth, rebirth, rebirth. Rebirth. Ooh, that one did a weird twisty thing. Intuition, receptivity, and sensitivity. I feel like this is just saying that you are so aware that you're in this moment right now. You're so aware that you're in this energy where you are literally having a full-blown death rebirth cycle. And it's funny because it doesn't, I don't know if it feels like that necessarily, but it's like you're aware that that's what's happening to you. You're picking up on those energies with the receptivity, sensitivity, right? Renewal, fire element, just meaning, again, I feel like you're burning something up, like destroying something to create something anew. It's giving very Phoenix energy here for me. But renewal, rebirth, like you guys are in this area where it's like, again, healing is what is giving you this new life, or pain or suffering or whatever is providing you new life. Again, pulling something beautiful out of something dark, out of something icky, out of something not so great, something, again, painful, right? Like the lotus flower. Tethers, attachment, and fear. Yeah, you're overcoming fear of some kind for something, whatever that might be. Tethers, attachment, fear. You're overcoming some sort of fear, and maybe that fear was stemming from your inner child. Oh my God, look at what's on the bottom. Inner child, conflict, strife, and inner struggle. Yeah, you guys are like mastering fear, and I think the fear is something that just maybe stayed with you through time because that's your inner child, right? It's something you brought with you into adulthood. It's something that followed you, something that you've had to overcome. That has been, I feel like with tethers, I feel like it's something you have denial, loss of control, and chaos at the bottom too. I feel like this is something that has been tethered to you, or you felt like it's been like it's weighed you down. Confinement, limitations, the web we weave. Yes, yes, yes. This is what I'm saying. These cards here for me definitely are like, again, tethered to that fear. That fear was the driver in the car, the metaphorical car that is your life. Because a lot of times also, if you're like dreaming about cars or transportation, it's a metaphor for control over your life, right? Which we had loss of control at the bottom, right? Loss of control. So I feel like all these energies are to say that you were in this place where maybe you felt like you were losing control. You were like losing that, what I feel like is that grip, like it's almost like slipping out of your fingers. Like you're just like, oh, it's like just out of my grip, right? But tethers and attachment is like what it's giving me, like the devil card, like the devil energy. Maybe I will pull a couple tarot cards. It's giving me the devil energy too, right? Of like, you know, what do we believe that we're capable of, or what do we believe that we need? What are we chained to metaphorically? And maybe your biggest blockage was, you know, fear of some kind for some reason. And I feel like what you're doing to overcome that fear is loving your inner child in the way that you needed someone to do for you when you were young. You needed that mother figure to say, you know what, even through the darkness here with blooms, there's something beautiful on the other side. You needed someone to say, I know it hurts right now, but it's not going to hurt like this forever, baby. I got you. Okay? You needed someone to say, don't worry, I'll protect you. Whether that's emotional, physical, mental, whatever. You needed someone to say, don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, you're safe. To hold you and actually physically show you, you are safe with me and nothing will happen to you. And a lot of the times with fear, what's the acronym? It's like fear something, fearful experience, appearing real, or something like that. But the AR is appearing real. So sometimes it's not real, right? Sometimes it's not real. It's just our perception. And I think that's coming through really strong here as well. And it honestly, like, it doesn't feel like this big giant tower moment. It just feels like a realization, like the card says blooms. It feels like it's just blooming from within instead of something happening external to you. And for some of you, you know, you haven't necessarily been in a safe place, especially for your nervous system, to be able to grow like this, to do the work, to feel okay, to say, okay, I can work on myself now. Because for a lot of you, I feel like it's been very either like survival mode, or it's been like really hard mentally, where I just keep feeling this like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? King of Pentacles reverse. This feels like my foundation wasn't good, right? My foundation wasn't set. I had a shaky foundation. And how are you going to start healing yourself if you're coming from this place where you don't feel good? Like, you don't feel like, okay, I'm stable right now. I'm stable right now. That's a big thing. I feel like I gotta say that. I'm stable right now. I think stability was also probably really hard to come by for you, okay? Especially with the fears just bringing up stability or security or like something to do with that. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles situation, Spirit. I don't think you were in a place where you were able to do that. I just really don't. And for some of you, Page of Wands and the Lovers here, you were seeking other people to help you kind of solve that problem, right? Where it's like, again, if I could give myself the love that I give others, I would be good. I'd be all set. That's what I think this is. The Lovers and Page of Wands. I feel like it's the desire to be in a relationship, but that desire, or the desire for something else or someone else external to you, because the Lovers oftentimes is this like alchemizing of two things, right? Feminine and masculine. So maybe the desire to be in this type of energy. Like, I want to be soft, right? I want to be the mother. I want to be feminine. I want to be in my feminine energy. I want to be in, like, for those of you who are, you know, women or femmes or whatever, like, I want to be in my soft girl era. You know what I mean? But you couldn't, because you were so in that masculine energy. The Page of Wands is giving me, I'm hearing the word seek, seeking this, seeking that. I want to seek this, seek that. Like, you're looking for something, not realizing the entire time that it was all happening from within. All happening from within. I feel like the sense of like wanting to like put my hand like over my heart like this, it was all inside of me to begin with. It was all just like from in here. And having that realization. Oh my God, look what's my other deck. Realization, right as I said that. Realization, clarity. Having that realization made a difference for you. And I think that's when things started to shift, right? The Chariot in reverse here. The Chariot in reverse for me normally is like this, oh, we're not moving forward. But I feel the sense of pause, solitude. Where you're at is okay right now. And being like, I can't move forward. It's a conscious choice that I'm making. I can't move forward right now because I need to balance the scales. Yeah, this has been such a weird reading. Oh my God, how on point. Balance the scales and justice in reverse. I mean, justice on the bottom. I need to shed some truth on this, clarity. Like what I'm hearing is like divine inspiration. Okay. Yeah, look at King of Cups. King of Cups with the moon, guys. Look at this. I need to face these shadows. I need to face this part of myself that feels unloved because it's creating issues in my life or creating issues in my relationships. I'm seeking external validation from others and it's not helping me. It's not showing my inner child that they're protected and safe. And I think you realize that in order to kind of heal your nervous system and find that stability, protection, whatever it is, to feel healed within yourself, to feel safe, loved, and warm, right? That you needed to open up here to those shadowy aspects of yourself. You needed to work on those energies, oh my God, look, isolation, solace, and solitude. Okay, you needed to work on those energies, like I said, the fear, the attachment. What are you attached to? Is it you fear that you can't do X, Y, and Z without somebody else? Does someone need to provide that for you? Or can you provide this for that version of yourself? Can you provide it for your inner child and essentially do it yourself? Like I said, not everything, you can do everything by yourself, but I'm just saying in general, right? Especially with the moon, that shadowy aspect, the subconscious, the healing that needs to come from this. And I feel like you open up to it and you almost show love to the shadowy parts of yourself. You show love, you open emotionally and say, hey, I see you. I see that fear. I see what you're feeling. I see that pain. I see that pain. I see what you've been through. And I think that you've sat with it and you're coming maybe to this conclusion, because it feels more like it's a mastering of something, conclusion to something, where you sat down and been with it, sat with it for so long now, or for at least a hot minute. And things I think are becoming a lot clearer, especially with justice there. Justice, any major card, major arcana in the deck is going to talk about an event that occurs, an experience. And I think that's what this is. The sword being that divine truth, like very Ace of Swords energy, balancing the scales. And when I think about balancing the scales, I think about the Egyptian goddess, I think it is, Maat, where they're balancing your heart against a feather. And not necessarily that, dramatic, but still, what has your heart been through? And now I'm just seeing like an anatomical heart with these like black stains on it. It's like removing the poison, removing the toxins, like sucking out the toxin, right? That's what you're doing by healing your inner child. I think you were trying to go up, 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 and you were trying to go outward to gain everything. But instead you're like, no, I have to go down in age, the inner child. I have to go back. I have to revert. I have to go within. So instead of fighting outwardly, you're coming into yourself, coming into alignment, which is like a different version of the Lovers here, right? It's successful alchemizing and coming together of two very different elements. And maybe the way that you were protecting and healing your inner child before wasn't the mother, maybe it was the masculine or more of like the father energy, right? Do, protect, this, that, like go, provide and do all these things externally. But instead now, the mother here saying that it's not about what you do outwardly. It's about how you sit with yourself, how you take time to be in the present moment, to be with yourself, to be with your feelings, to be with what has happened to you, to process, to mutate and transmute everything that has happened to you. Like actively do that in your day-to-day. And I think you're doing really great work and you're making really great progress. I love you so much. I really hope this helped. I'll see you next time. Mwah.